Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing all right.
Well, good to hear. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, what's the latest news?
Uh, Nothing much. Just just playing every now and then. Don't
I
really feel like
see.
I've got much better, but I don't think I've really gotten any worse. Mostly,
Okay.
so good,
Okay. Tell
I
me
guess.
what kind of things you've been looking to practice so far?
Um, Whenever I play Psylocke, I usually try to pick one of those mechanics-based things that we kind of talked about. I mean, even when I play, say Hela, for example, too, because I feel like she also can kind of do like or can abuse the movement aims. I mean, I guess anybody can. But yeah, and then when I play, say, Widow or not Psylocke, really, I try to focus on some of the concepts from before more, like either like maintaining my effective range or taking good angles, killing like the high priority targets first, like the most threatening stuff first, like that type of thing.
Nice.
Um,
That's good to hear.
yeah.
Yeah, the latest stuff. That is perfect. Okay. Anything specific? What do you feel like you improved on the most out of all the latest concepts?
uh, Not really, honestly. Um, I think just because I haven't been playing as much, it's been harder to, like actually focus, or not been harder to focus, but like, I mean, yeah, just not playing as much. I think has made me like a little bit worse.
Yeah, playtime is definitely important there. How many games you got so far?
Like the season, or
Since our
uh,
last session, I guess, when you've been able to practice the concepts.
uh, do you happen to remember when that was? Let's see.
Maybe just on an average per week or so, so we kind of know the number.
Uh, Maybe like 15, 20.
15, 20 per week?
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate.
I see, not too bad. Not too bad for sure. It can definitely increase the quality of the games, the number,
Wait,
but
actually, I can.
that's
Oh,
fine.
wait, paste.
Oh,
Let's
yeah?
see.
Is there anything else?
Okay, actually, maybe a little bit less than that.
A
Looks
little
like
bit less. Okay, okay. So
30
playtime, a little bit
total.
limiting factor there, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So why you got less playtime?
Just kind of less desire to play, I guess.
That's the desire to play. Are you interested in playing any other games besides Mortal Rivals at the moment?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good bit of it.
What kind of games are you playing so far?
Mostly just Path of Exile and the new Elden Ring thing.
Oh yeah, it's been quite popular too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, well, again, as long as everything aligns with your long-term goals, it's fine. What are your long-term goals for now in the game? Is it still just reaching the highest rank possible, or what do we want to
I
get
think
out of it?
so, yeah, like at least Eternity.
This eternity. Well, then one of the biggest things there is definitely the playtime. I'm not sure about just what we can do in terms of desire to play. What is limiting? Maybe
Yeah.
there's something what we can tweak with the way you practice. Yeah, something what comes to mind right away. You having the quality sessions where you're not just only focusing on the concepts, but maybe you also have a little bit of fun. Do you also just work on the concepts properly, stuff like that? And yeah, definitely just focusing on whatever is increasing the fun in the game too, slightly, because if we not having fun, then there's less motivation to play it too.
Muting, maybe muting chat would slightly increase the fun.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
then you gotta do that for 100%, because otherwise, it might be tough, right? There might be a lot of comments, and that as usual, we just want to handle how do you deal with that so your performance will stay up and will be more consistent. Stuff like that. There are definitely a lot of small things players can tweak. Usually just depends on you as a person. Whatever you think is making the game more enjoyable. Sometimes it might be switching to the different role, like in your case, also added another character. Maybe that's helping. Maybe it's also just are we getting enough sleep? Yeah, this can also affect the stuff in the game. Are you also just spending the time outside of the matches? Like I mentioned, having fun too, something like that. Well,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, then what is our goal for now then? What do you want to
Um,
focus on?
I think I don't really think I need to focus too much on finding, say, like the motivation to play because I
Okay,
think I'm doing a lot better. I think it was mostly like a week or two, and part of it was because I
that's fine.
am having some carpal tunnel, but
Oh yeah.
some wrist pain and stuff. But I think I've got that sorted out now. And then also I just think, yeah, I mean, I think after that I've been trying to play like at least 2, 3, 4 games a day that are like focused, and I think that's probably enough, at least of like highly focused games.
It's a good
Obviously, if
start,
I'm like,
for sure.
yeah,
If you want to reach eternity, the number is gonna be twice higher, probably, in my experience.
okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
but you can slowly increase it. You don't have to increase it just instantly. Make sure you do it step by step, increase, and should be alright. That's where it works the best.
Yeah, yeah, I still think probably focusing on, I guess, whatever my biggest weaknesses are is probably the best way to go forward. Um,
Yeah, yeah. At the same time, I'm just curious with the progress because you mentioned the playtime has been limiting
mhm.
factor, and we did talk a lot about the mechanics and positional stuff. Do we need to move forward, or do we look at that previous stuff and tweak it a little bit more? I'm actually interested when you've been implementing. Is there anything what you struggled with when you implemented the tips we talked about?
Hmm. Uh, like in general, my aim's probably a bit worse than it was just because
Oh,
I played less.
okay. Well,
But
understandable.
I don't think. But as far as like actually like implementing the things that we were talking of practicing, I think it's really hard to peak shoot from vertical cover, maybe for me. Um, outside of that, I'm trying to think of anything else I struggle with in particular. Uh,
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, well, we can see how we're doing the previous stuff if you want. And potentially, is there anything else in general you want us to focus on today then? Maybe any other character, or are we still looking at the Salak today?
maybe like Widow and Hela more.
We don't hell more. What kind of stuff you think you want to focus on those characters?
Um, let's see if I can find like a game that I really wanted you to review, and then maybe from there I can pick something.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see.
Maybe if you also done the same stuff you've been doing before, the spreadsheets, what concepts you've been implementing, whatever is the
Mhm.
hardest, we go based of that. When, yeah, just up to you.
Okay, this one was a close game that we won, but I feel like I made a lot of mistakes. That might be a good one to review. So I think maybe just I don't know. I feel like maybe my general awareness is still not great, no matter
Okay,
who I'm. So maybe
okay.
that might be.
What have you
Um,
been doing to practice that so far?
so I guess not much. Like I think actually, yeah. There've been a lot of games lately where I feel like my team is dead before I can exert enough pressure to win the fight. And like a lot of the time I'm like, I don't really know what I could have done besides aim better to hit those shots to exert that pressure. Um, so maybe that would be a good example of
That's
yeah,
fine.
of
That's
just like
fine. Yeah,
yeah.
we can take a look if you want.
Let me find this most recent match even. Oh, I sent it in the DM. I guess I could have sent it in the channel, but I'm not sure where we are.
Yeah, it's all right. You can send it in DM. We can do it this way. Okay, let's take a look. Awareness. Is there is anything else what comes to mind?
Yeah, maybe just again those fights where I feel like we've lost before I can do enough to create an advantage, like what I could be doing maybe to exert more pressure.
Makes sense.
Honestly, I'm sure there's a ton I'm doing wrong, but
Makes sense.
I know
Makes
it's good to
sense.
focus on one thing at a time.
Do you have examples of those fights? Maybe you
Yeah,
remember the point.
in that whole game, I specifically wrote down like this game I just played actually, where I felt like that was the case, the one I sent you in the DM.
Oh, okay, just in general. Okay, let's watch. Let's watch. Can you see the stream?
Uh, in the wrong channel. Yes, I think maybe. Yes, there we go.
Maybe. Is it working?
There we go. Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. So we do see you taking off angle there right away. I think it's fine. Extra verticality. Just go for the damage output. You can also do a little bit of peak shooting if it's needed. They actually shoot you. If they're not, then you kind of can just stand there still. You will be all right. And then we see that you actually move away.
Yeah, I think I was like, I guess I could have just gone deeper in hindsight. But yeah, I wanted to move to get to like a more valuable target than
Okay,
the ammo.
sure. This might work. Okay, so decent repositioning. The question is only, can we sneak in more value with that? Maybe using our shift. That is something what we talked about as well. Maybe sometimes it can be done if there's no pressure, which can be done on you. Here, I think it's okay. Let's watch a little bit more.
Oh
The
yeah, I
angle
just
is
threw it.
fine.
Try to break the tower.
Yeah, okay. The angle is fine here. We also keep staying. It's fine. Can get healed from there. Probably might expect somebody come from the either
Yeah, somebody
middle.
pinged that, so just in case. Oh,
Yeah.
that's why I backed up.
Yeah, that's alright. Okay, Punisher turret is going hard.
Yeah.
Just got one enemy team member. I mean, your team member, sorry. Well. Decent amount of pressure, but it feels like our vision is a little bit limited, so the uptime might be tough right there.
Oh yeah, and then that Luna got away with like 1 HP.
Okay, so is that what you mean?
Really
Your team is kind of dead when there's the fights?
Yeah,
Well, just in general, feels you could be sneaking more value in the fight.
yeah. I feel like this whole fight, like for example, like I didn't really do much, and then everyone was dead.
That makes sense. You guys did get a pick before. Well, a lot of times it's just two things. Let's look at the timing, angles. What's your opinion of those? Let's just look at this entire clip, maybe. What do you feel like? How is that looking for us?
Um, it's kind of a 90-degree angle to my team, so it's not too bad, but it's pretty close. And then now that I'm moving away, I think this angle is fine, especially if I can actually hit the Hela or Punisher. Um, Plus I have cover.
Yeah,
So I guess
in terms of
it's
90 angle, yeah. In terms of destruction, it's fine. Well, and what else? Is there anything else you
now
want to add?
I can't really see anybody, so
Yeah,
I
there
should
is the big
probably
part.
move. Yeah. I just don't know, like, I feel like it would take me a very long time to rotate to the left. And I feel like if I move deeper, then I'll just die because I'll be really close to a lot of them. So yeah, I guess I'm not totally sure what I should do.
What do you think? What are the solutions?
Now
So basically here we
I should,
have really limited sideline, I think. It's fine,
yeah.
90 angle, but I think for you as a Hala, it might be difficult if they start approaching the middle and...
You know what? I mean,
Mhm.
they're Punisher, Wolverine, and Hela. So I mean, realistically, I can just walk at them. Because the only one who can really like contest me in that 1v1 is Hela. Wolverine, I should be able to just outplay with abilities. Same with Punisher, or just hitting more shots. So I could walk up, I think, more now that I think about it. Like when say like he was on that turret, for example,
Oh
still. I
yeah.
could have maybe created more pressure.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Maybe you can try to take one of this high ground here, so there's more vision towards the point, and just we really have limited vision with the angle, it feels like.
Yeah.
And we also can be using the left side. I'm using this side quite frequently. Those platforms, this here as well. I'm not sure, when you peek,
You
should I
shoot
be
through
able
them?
to probably see the enemy here when you do
I'm
that?
not sure either. Yeah. I should try that. Or I should test that.
Yeah, maybe you can test it because one of the potential for you to also be there. If they if they don't have any short range threat as well, I think this is possible. It just might be tough if somebody runs in the enclosed space. Maybe just anybody, the flanking short range characters, even Wolverine, that might be tough, right? But overall, it should be okay. You just need this a good mid range sideline. We need to have the vision. The problem here, we had mid-range sideline, 90 angle, but there's no vision. So I think we just need somehow
I think I
get the
could
vision.
be more aggressive, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, it's not really aggressive in a way. It's just the quality of the angle. You're always aggressive the right time. That's the thing. You just from
Hmm.
this position, it's really hard to be doing anything. You don't.
What do you think if I mean I could even um actually right perfect, right where you're at, the little tree stump in the middle of the screen. What
Also
about that angle? Would
possible.
that work, you think?
Yeah, also possible. Yeah, because you
I'm not
have better vision, sort of.
the one on that touches the point actually. The one
Mm.
yeah, or to the right. Actually, if it's a clock, it's like 2 o'clock. You're looking at the point. It's a clock.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, I think one of those positions, it's fine. Just make sure you're not too close to the point, I feel like. You're always gonna be ready to rotate. This angle here is just
Probably
feels
better. Okay.
feels
Yeah.
that it's also a little bit too long range for you, right? We definitely gotta keep that in mind. Okay, so angles, let's call it, well, angles quality. That's how I would put it. Something to keep in mind. Okay, we gotta with that, have consistent mid-range sideline. That's one. A little bit too long right there. And also we need to have better line of sight. Line of sight on enemy. Okay. Enemy team. Let's keep watching. With this in mind, maybe the next fights. Is that gonna be the same thing?
Um, probably. Or at least I know on the second point as well, like I felt like I couldn't really do much before everybody died.
I am.
And then
Oh,
here again, well, I mean, everyone's dead. So I just leave.
yeah, well, it's fine because they used a lot. They used quite a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. You just need to reset, regain the HP, re-engage later on. Okay, okay. Just keep shooting. Let's see what angle we take. Also got cooldown on your shift, so let's see where we going. Okay, this position here. What do you think? Again, angle-wise, line of sight, range, how it feels like.
Being able to see, I think I can see a lot of space from here. I'm at like kind of a 45 to my team, so I think it's
Mm.
decent.
Yeah, I think it's alright.
Um,
You see quite a
should
lot
be
of
shooting.
space.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and to get value from there too. Oh, those kind of sidelines are fine. I also think this sideline is also not too bad. Unless there's a short range sweat going on, yes, just something to keep in mind
Like,
because just the uptime we're gonna be moving is really important. Once you're gonna move down there, I think there's gonna be a little bit of downtime because they're gonna be here on the bottom and it's gonna be hard to see. So see how you're moving and the angle. Probably on Hela, this is gonna be more suitable in this scenario. Yeah, it's just adaptable. Your positioning gotta be adaptable. Okay, if they're short range sweats, you probably can't take right side. If there are no sweats which can punish you on the left, probably can also take that a little bit more. Why not?
okay. And then again back to here.
Okay. That's fine, you just need to get the staggers. Your Salak did all too, so it's all right. It feels that we have decent range, we have good line of sight, so why not? What matters is where we're gonna move next. Okay. There's Wolverine. Made them use their thing for nothing. That's good. And just poke them out a little.
Oh, and then Psylocke died, so I was gonna walk back up, but she died.
This is where
So
downtime starts, it feels, right? So you kind of
yeah.
walking back, and then they taking this side here. What are they doing, actually? Taking this side and then moving this way. Do you feel like there's better position to rotate to? From here?
Yeah, the left. Especially because all of my team is kind of on the right.
Yeah,
I should be,
Mhm.
yeah, in that left lane somewhere.
Yeah,
I think would be better.
probably. This will do better. I think if you have bigger bursts, you play a long-range character, maybe it can be slightly better. It's just the long sideline, but Hela, you mid-range characters, so there's more flexibility. Gotta keep that in mind, 100%. Okay.
Well, I guess I could actually deepen the angle on the right, like if I'm on like wrap around the right of this building and peek that way. But I feel like that would take too long at this point. But if I'd done it earlier, that might have been good too, because I think there's a long angle. Oh no, never mind. Too far. Like all
Yeah,
the way here would
I
be kind of
think,
far.
well, it can be doable, but you just gotta keep in mind that whatever they have at the short range, because if you get too close, then it's gonna be tough. You need the mid-range sideline still. If they don't, then might be possible. You also have your ultimate, so this is one of the things where you can start being more proactive too. If you notice, okay, I have downtime, but what have you done within the fight? So you can
Oh yeah, I
take
could have
advantage of
ulted.
your ult as well, right? They kind of do a lot of stuff. The enemy got a pick. They're also using Punisher, using a Wiz, but they still have a little bit of advantage there because of the numbers. So at this
Yep,
point
I
of
bought
time,
one, so I could ult. Yeah.
yeah, so see, this is exactly what we gotta keep in mind too. How ultimate can also allow you to be aggressive. Yes, keep the angles in mind. There's also another thing is that ultimate can also help you out a lot. What do you think is, I will put it this way, what do you think is preferable? Mention, well, this sideline maybe it can be fine when we going back a little bit, right? Potentially taking that out. Maybe we can even try to hold on to one of those pillars if we give up the space, but what's more important? Holding important possession or taking advantage of your ultimate? What do you think?
Taking advantage of the ultimate, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
okay.
honestly, as soon as Psylocke died, I should have been looking for a chance to use it, like watching this back, because that would have put us back to even, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, exactly. So ult in general allows you to be more aggressive in the angle. So even that potential for you to go all the way, it's not too bad because you have an ultimate.
right.
Because you can be more aggressive and with your position, you kind of have this more survivability this way. Also, a lot of more burst damage, so we can keep rushing, keep rushing. Something goes wrong, okay, we keep rushing, and we make things happen too. But now the fight is lost. So this is the big thing. If you notice that you lost the fight, but you had ultimate, there's a really bad. Yeah, let's say the Eternity,
Yeah.
if you make this mistake, this is not possible for you as a Eternity player. It's a really big thing, okay? It's something to tweak right away. Okay? Do you have
I
any
guess,
questions so far? Oh, yeah?
yeah, so I think, hmm, I guess just knowing, like, because normally, like, in terms of tempo, okay, they got to pick, they're up one, I should back up. But I guess if I have ult, and I know you said like you always want to ult for either getting to even
Oh
tempo or
yeah,
getting to
that's him.
+1. I mean, yeah, I guess that would still be. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of thinking of like how to make that decision in this moment when like I
Your
guess it's just
decision
recognizing that you
starts
have
once you have
ultimate.
ultimate. If you
Yeah,
have your
exactly.
ultimate, you can be more aggressive. So it doesn't even matter from
Yeah,
tempo, the numbers wise. Yeah, it still matters. If it looks through the lens of that, they got a pick who still can use an ultimate. You don't have to fall back. You still create the pressure of them, so they hide. Or they gotta use some of their resources, yeah, because they've been pushing, so you can punish them. Or you can even try to, at the start of the fight, this is even neutral. You can start creating your own advantage because you got an ultimate, so there's a high chance that you have opportunity to get an advantage this way because you have your
right.
ultimate. Does it
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Like it should have, like you're saying, it should have started with like I need to think about this differently because now I have my ultimate, and that
Yes.
should have like yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, yes, exactly. Using your ultimate as a power tool. Yeah, I always talk about the passive power. All your abilities gives you passive power to take better positions on the map and do more aggressive stuff. Ultimate is exactly about that too. So there's a
Especially
big
Hela.
help.
Makes
Okay,
sense. Yeah.
now, well, probably not gonna be able to retake. Well, we did have a chance to use our ultimate though. Let's see.
We
Oh,
do, or I do use it in this fight at some point. It's not the best.
let's see. It's probably might be tough because they already got a lot of.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got to pick, so it will not do much. Yeah, it's not gonna do anything. And I'm not
yeah,
sure
no,
why they're using their own ultimates, they panicked, but yeah, well, whatever. They could be keeping their ultimates, so they got 3 members already, yeah, the up 3. Okay, now we are looking at this. Okay, let's watch us again. Where we are. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Well, angle, range, what do you think?
huh? I mean, it's definitely mid to long range. I think it's fine. I mean, it's just that he's on a turret, so obviously he'll win that. I was trying to also. I think Psylocke was asking me like to dive with her more, just to
Okay,
try to get more pressure on the Punisher.
okay.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that feels alright. And from here, you can also establish good pressure on this guy. So if you
angles.
have this high gun, to definitely go on the right side last. You're not Salak, where on the Salak you can't do that because you get close. But with Hela, you want to keep mid range. I think it's going to be all right.
Here I'm like just waiting for the health pack.
Yeah, the up 3 now
My team's
is
already dead. Yeah,
going to
so
be
I'm like,
tough.
all right, I gotta leave. Yeah, and then I didn't realize this guy was chasing me actually. But I mean, oh well.
Yeah, well, potentially if you do, then there's a high chance you might win the duel because you also have your
Yeah.
E, right? So you
Yep.
can maybe take that duel. They
Sure.
might be using their ultimate, but it's a good trade. It's fine. So,
Yeah, I mean, like if I had known he was there, I think I would have just fought him for sure. Yeah.
do you feel like you're comfortable just tracking where the enemy teammates are in general?
Uh, only maybe one or two, and even that, like, I think a lot of the time it depends on what the enemy team is. If it's like a dive heavy team, then that's like kind of my main focus is okay, where is whatever's threatening me. Um, into this, I really didn't expect that. I think he like shifted across the map, but I could
Hmm.
be wrong. And then as far as tracking like the core members of their team, that's usually a little easier because the supports and the tanks are a little slower generally.
Oh yeah, oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, they asked me to swap. Yeah.
Okay. Because this partially can also make you think about your angles and your abilities, right? You
Where
can
the enemy
always
team is?
Of course, if you can all ideally, if you're comfortable with creating that mind map, maybe practice that more. I think it's gonna be easier because it definitely at that time when they've been up three, they definitely expect the good teams to be pushing. It's just the question who is gonna be pushing you. You usually want to assume, well, they probably know where you are, they saw you, so there will be people who pushing you. And if you look at their team, for example, right? You always can see that there is kind of just go back a little bit. Yeah, they had Punisher who can potentially just be on the angle with you. Yeah, they can potentially try to take it a little bit more, and maybe someone at the short range character, yet someone like Wolverine, maybe they could
Or
try to chase you if they have this opportunity. But overall, yeah, overall, this is gonna be one of the things to watch out for, really. If you're just comfortable with that, I think this is gonna be great. Okay, let's see. Okay, later on we're on Salak. Do you want to watch this Salak as
yeah, we
well?
can watch this. I think
Okay,
it's.
sure.
I mean, I feel like it's the same problem in terms of not creating enough pressure
Hmm.
before my team is dead.
Okay, team's doing stuff. Get on the angle. Get out. Okay, they're using their Punisher.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm in cover from him. Here I'm like, I don't really want to be hitting Wolverine, but I don't really feel like I can push up enough. So I feel like here, I guess my first mistake, honestly, was the angle I used to path to the point. I should have just gone, like you were saying, on
Yeah.
that outside right. Yeah,
Yeah, so
picking that right
see,
lane.
you exactly know that, yeah, because for this here, there's a longer range sideline. So there's a harder for you to do something and easier for them to just catch you. You need to take bigger quality angle, even though it's gonna be like we mentioned in this example in the first point. Yeah, side is short range on the Silak, it's fine. You
Right,
taking from
preferable.
short to medium. Oh, yeah.
I was yeah, on Psylocke it's even preferable if it's short, so it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanna be taking those sidelines first. 100%. And result, now there is a downtime, you have to wait. There's not much we can do, probably just invest this time in getting into better position again. And that is where people try to scout you as well, but generally speaking, we still can try to sneak in. Just make sure you live. Maybe you can try to take your own one-on-one duels. If the Punisher runs in your face, you
Yeah, I was
be...
hoping he would follow.
Yeah, if there's one-on-one, I think it's fine, as long as it's in a short range. Well, it's alright.
Yeah, both supports. I mean,
Yeah.
most of my team I think is still running back, so I don't know if it was the best, but we end up winning the fight.
Well, it can be okay if you realize you can resustain the tempo for whatever reason. If you realize that you can get 2 kills based on that ultimate, and you just have what, maybe 3 members, not everyone with you, it's fine. You just need to get an even tempo or like bigger score plus 1 score, sort of. So if you did see that, the question is, yeah, are we blindly ulting, or we exactly know that they kind of stacked up together to use some of their stuff? If yes, we know that, then this decision is okay. If not, then we gotta be careful about that stuff.
I did know they were stacked up, and I knew for sure I could kill the Luna just because
Yeah,
she was half health.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and I figured I'd get at least one more of the squishy targets in it. But yeah, so, like I guess that was okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fine. Okay, let's see what do we do from there.
Thinking of like where to set up. Should be moving closer, I guess.
Okay, so in general, this angle is not too bad. If you're trying to find a point, it's pretty short range. We don't need extreme line of sight like on Hela, but now your team is here. What do you think about your angle over there?
I guess I should be either closer to them to help them, like
Hmm.
maybe fighting that Wolverine sort of in that area, or I need to just go even deeper, like just walk forward, get all the way to where that Hela is. And actually, I mean, I don't know this at the time, but she's even by herself right now. I could easily take that 1v1.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So in here, we just need to take an angle accordingly to where your team is. Yeah, you still do this fundamental stuff on Hela, mid-range, good line of sight. On Salak, short range, and
Good angle.
yeah, good angle, short range. But make sure you adapt to where your team is. If you able to do that, then it's gonna be alright, I think. Because now it definitely feels a little bit too far, and then your team can be a disadvantage because you're not participating in the fight at all. Maybe we didn't scout where our team is. Again, partially can be the awareness stuff, like you talked about. Yeah, not only we scouting the enemy spots, but we also scouting my team as well. Okay, so for your team, I just want you to see where my team is set up, and then you're gonna be taking the angles accordingly. Yeah, need to position after that. It starts with scouting always. Okay, do you have any questions?
Uh, I don't think so. I guess, is it just like in anytime like you're setting up, anytime like the fight's not actively happening, you just like do a quick look of where your team's at?
Yeah, of course. You need to always do
Okay.
that. You need to set up according to the good angle, depending on where my team is. The good angle alone, that's why spots not working. If we're trying to mimic somebody, there have been a lot of players just trying to mimic somebody's gameplay, they're trying to watch the good spots. It's not good to just watch that alone. We always want to look at the basics, where most of our team is fighting, and then take the good angle accordingly, right? Stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, any more questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because this here, that's why there's a big contribution to why we lost this fight. It's not entirely our fault, but still, there's...
No, I mean,
Yeah,
watching it back, that was pretty massive. Like, or that was a massive amount of time where I have literally zero uptime.
yeah, exactly. So we'll start with the basics. Yeah, scouting, I'll look at the best angle possible. It's gonna be fine, I think. Should be alright. Okay, do you have any other replay you wanted to look at, or we could also do live game to try this stuff out, see how is that gonna
No,
work?
that would be fun with a live game, but I accidentally spilled water on my mouse, and I don't think I can get it to work. So I
Oh,
will go the replay.
what happened to it? Maybe you have, well, um,
Hoping it'll like
well,
keep
if you
more
got
dry.
any different mouse, it's fine, or yeah, that's it's up to you.
Like I do, but it's not. It's like it's not a FPS mouse.
That's all right.
Um,
That's all right.
so I will pick here. Pick another replay. Let's see. So I've got one where I play Psylocke and Widow, um, and it was close. It was a close long game. And then I've got one where I play Hela, uh, and I feel like it was a lot of the same problem. Now that I think
Yeah, I
about it.
just wonder what is the better thing for us to do, because if we got the same problem, well, if you got the idea what the problem is, I wonder if it's better for us to do live game. Well, in theory, I even got time tomorrow if you can get your mouse to be fixed, and we can just do that 45 minutes, the rest, invest in live session, see how that goes, and then we look at that replay, see what went wrong, this sort of stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I think,
Yeah,
especially if
because
my computer just froze.
yeah, because
Oh god.
because I think it's definitely also fine to analyze, maybe add a little bit more stuff, but is it needed? Yeah, do we need too much stuff? Well, we could
Oh, I
look at
see.
the other
It's
ideas too,
your
but I think,
problem right now. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's good to start with that first. All right, do you have time? Let me see my availability real quick. I just wonder, okay, it's gonna be, are you, your time zone is EST, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, are you available at 9 a.m. EST tomorrow?
I should be. Yeah.
Okay,
should be.
9 a.m. EST, and let's do our live session. Make sure you get your most work. Should be okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I might.
Okay.
Shit. I might have to buy a new one. Honestly, this is like, yeah, it
Oh,
seems
that's
like a lot of
fine.
going on.
That's fine. Yeah, for those cases, I typically also have the second mouse and just playing with that. In this case, it happens sometimes. I understand. That's all right though.